I don't know what it is about this guy, but there's just something that makes me want to push him into the water behind him. Welcome back to Ascension Arc, where this week we are taking a look at the character that Hoiverse doesn't seem to know what they want to do with, considering he now has 3 signature weapons and a whole buttload of different playstyles. We are looking at Venti, specifically DPS Venti this time around, because I technically already have a build for Venti. Look, this episode is going to get a little bit weird because Venti is a character that I have actually used before, but I've played him mainly as a support character. What I would like to do today is actually, oh, he's on whatever on earth this is. I'd like to make him a build that focuses more on his new DPS playstyle with his new bow, the Daybreak Chronicles. This thing is actually really good. A crit damage bow that increases burst damage and all bunch of other crud-a-crud. Basically, it just does everything DPS Venti would ever want and more. Given that there also has been a lot of support sort of co-aligning with DPS Venti, I wanted to give it a go. So, for the team really quickly, let's go over it before we start tackling Venti himself. We'll be playing Duran as our second Hexerai character. Technically, we could have used Prune? I was a Purge. Jesus Christ, the Warhammer in me is coming out. No, we could have played Prune here, but I think this would be funnier. So, we're playing Duran. Duran has his own weapon, the Athami Artis, as well as he will be running Emblem today. I don't have a good set for him to run otherwise, so Duran will be here. 94 to 170 will have to do. We are then, of course, playing in Benny being the best attack buffer for this team with no contest, essentially. Aquila Favonia, running a Noblesse set. Everything. Then we're going to be running Farazan. It's so nice to see Farazan pop up every once in a while after we built her ages ago on Ascension Arc. It makes me really happy. She will today be running the Favonius Warbow, however, to kind of help with energy needs on the team. She will be on the Veridescent Verner, and the reason behind this is because Venti can't be running it. We need to have it on someone else. Constellation 6, as you knew before, Talents, shibbity doobity doobity. Also to point out, you know, Benny is also C6, and Duran isn't. Then Venti himself. Venti will, of course, be rocking the Daybreak Chronicles, which we need to level up to 90. We will also be leveling Venti to 90 in this episode, because that's not something I typically do on any of my characters, but I figured, hey, since I already have Venti, we may as well. We need a full artifact set on the new set that he has, which is A Day Carved for Rising... My god, that is a hard word to say. A Day Carved from Rising Winds. Whew. Basically, it gives attack percent and a bunch of attack and crit rate bonuses, which is great for us. We also need to be leveling up his talents a little bit, specifically his basic attack. His burst is fine where it is, I don't think that matters. And his skill isn't that useful, I don't think. I don't know, so there's something weird about this. I don't particularly care for it, but we need to be leveling up Divine Marksmanship because we will be auto-attacking a lot in the DPS set. So that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to start there because apparently I had a couple of things left over from other things I've been doing, so we may as well use it. Okay, we can actually go really far. We can get up to level 7, that's great. We may as well go for leveling the skill too then, since we have the time and effort to do so. We'll make Venti as good as we possibly can, I feel. If there's a character that's been around for long enough to deserve some love, it's probably Venti. Now, we aren't really going to talk about Venti's set or kit all that much, because I think everybody's already seen Venti, at least at some point in their life. It's Venti! You know who this guy is. We're going to start by trying to upgrade his weapon, however, because we only need 1 more of these to actually do it. So I figured, hey, you know what? We're going to start there. We're going to Cecilia Garden. Ooh, so fancy. I will, however, say, when it comes to casually farming with teams in Genshin Impact, which is something you do quite a lot, Venti is really good at it. And I think everyone can kind of understand why that is. Because when you get to click the button, which we can't really do yet, but as you can see, we do everything. When we click this button, everything just stays in place. Or, well, it stays in place where we want it to be. Like, it's very nice. And as you can see, the energy recharge is absolutely no freaking problem in this team. Because Farazan just helps out with everything. I like this team a lot, okay? But yeah, oh my god. Okay, look, you didn't have to give me an orange right at the bat, but I'll take it, man. You really want me to bring up Venti, holy moly. My god, getting 2 bonuses as well? My goodness, Mona. Mona! You are giving me way too much stuff. Stop it. Oh my god. Mona, you've gotta quit. I can't be doing this, man. Anyways, there we have all of the Daybreak Chronicles. We are gonna craft up some of these as well. Not that I necessarily need this many, but who knows, we might need them at some point. And there is the Daybreak Chronicles ready to ascend. Very, very good. Let's do that. Bada bing. Very cool. I think we do not have enough money to do this. Oh, we are actually really low on Mora. I need to go farming some Mora, apparently. I hate being poor. Being poor sucks. Oh my god, I can't even craft condensed resin because I've got 10 Mora. Oh my god. Okay, fine. We'll just go do some Mora ley lines because apparently we are in desperate need of money. I just noticed that Durin has like a little sparkly thing on his burst icon. Like, compare it to Bennett's. Bennett's is all fire and flamey and stuff, but Durin's has sparkles. I don't know what that means. I haven't actually seen that before. Anyway, this team certainly does stuff. It also makes it real nice to collect things afterwards, because you can just press the Venti burst button and everything ends up in the same place. It's actually really nice. I do shit talk Venti a lot, because I feel like Venti has just been eclipsed in every single area possible. Like, if you're looking for an Anemo DPS for any reason, Varka is just a much better pick than what Venti is, and has been since his release. You could even argue that characters like Hazo can do some real badass numbers when given the chance. You know, there's just a lot of Anemo DPS cast. Like, even Shaska on her release was beating Venti by a million miles. As you could kind of tell, like, there's just so many other options for Anemo DPS specifically. And if you're looking for Anemo support, you have a million of them! Like, Kazuha has been used for eons upon eons, and for good reason. It's Kazuha. He just groups and increases damage more than what Venti ever did. And then you have other Anemo supports. Like, again, Farazan is a niche pick, but Farazan being able to buff crit and stuff of Anemo characters is insane. For the teams that use it, obviously. It's not for everyone. But even then, you have Sucrose, who you can use in every team ever, that also just does the same thing, but on a 4-star level. So you didn't even have to, like, you didn't have to pull for Venti essentially ever, I felt. And that's a shame. With his new DPS playstyle, though, I suppose he is doing a little bit better. He's no longer the laughingstock of everything. He has a legitimate use, although the legitimate use is still surprisingly niche. He wants a shit ton of enemies, which rarely occurs in the Spiral Abyss these days, in order to group them all up into one big ball and then let everyone else kind of do the trick. In this DPS form, he himself needs to do the trick, which means he needs a lot of strong off-field damage dealers, like Durin and Farazan. And yes, Farazan deals a shit ton of damage off-field. Watch the video, you know what we did. But it's kinda, I don't know, he's just such a weird position, I feel. Anyway, that is the max level weapon completed. 674 base attack is actually pretty good. Now we need to look at Venti himself. Unfortunately for this, we do need to fight the Anemo Hypostases, which is not fun, because we don't really have anything that can hurt the Hypostases if we press our burst button, and pressing our burst button is the one thing we want to do with DPS Venti. It's a shame that it's laid up this way, but like, I get it, I suppose. It's meant to be like this, but come on. But no, we want to bring Venti up to level 90 if we possibly can. There's just so many things that I want to do on my main account still. There's so many characters I haven't done. I got Nicole the other day, on pity 1, by the way, which still upsets everyone in the Discord to this day, because it was very unfair. I was fighting for my life to get Nefer just the patch before, and then they immediately hand me Nicole on a silver platter. It felt illegal somehow. Boss stuff! Oh, that's not half bad for certain characters. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, hey, look, a chunk. We need a lot of these. Give me more of those. If you're gonna drop anything for me, let it be chunks, because Jesus, I have none. Also, can we just talk about the fact that we're getting Yae Miko buffs? Like, I still cannot believe that, but if you haven't read the latest, you know, there's gonna be a stellar super conduct, and they're buffing Yae Miko and Beidou, two of my favorite characters. I honestly can't believe it still, but I am so happy it's happening. Holy moly. I need to play more Yae Miko. Yae Miko's fun. Alright, here is the final pull we're doing for today. We get 3 more. We get another chunk, which is actually tremendous, because once again, we're gonna need a lot of those. Luckily for this, every other supporting character in my team is basically finished, so the only thing we need to really fix up to make this team work as good as it can is Venti. And we do like that. Also, one day, Eula, you will be built. I promise. I'll get to it. You keep losing the vote every single time, even though I really want to build you. One day. Yeah. We also need to collect 60 Cecilias, and these things don't respawn that much. So I'm just gonna go do that for the rest of today, and I'll see you guys here either tomorrow or next week. We'll see how I lay these things up.
4 to 6 weeks later.
All right, look, it's been an awfully long time since I did any recording on this. A lot of things have happened, unfortunately. I had my girlfriend coming over for 3 weeks, which basically took all of my time away. My work has been an absolute nightmare, and I had a bunch of failures in my personal life, because as a lot of you know, I deal a lot with 3D printing, and I like painting miniatures like Warhammer and D&D and similar, and my 3D printer broke, so it's been an absolute mess cleaning that up. Be careful when handling dangerous materials, kids. But I'm going to be wrapping up Venti now once and for all, because I haven't been ignoring him, I just haven't had the time to record what I've been doing. We are now technically 5 weeks since I started Venti's episode, but that doesn't matter, because he's only had about 3 of me actively building him. Let's have a look at where Venti is now. Venti is at level 90, as well as his weapon to level 90. His artifacts aren't incredibly good. We have stolen an Animo urn, just like we did with Farazan. This one is perfectly fine. The flower isn't that good. We are going to be trying to get another one. The plume, on the other hand, is actually really good. Crit damage, crit rate, and attack is very, very nice. We have an attack sans with energy recharge and double crit, although most of it rolled into energy recharge, unfortunately. I would have preferred some of the other stats, but this is still fine. And then the head piece is a crit rate, energy recharge, crit damage piece, which is actually insanely good, and I'm really happy about that. The only real piece that I don't like here is the flower, which we will be dealing with today. Talents-wise, we are on a 9, 4, and 8. I decided not really to push these any higher, as I don't feel the need to. Venti's... he's weird, okay? But yeah, no, we're doing the flower, and I decided already, because I am already building Varka on this account, I figured we may as well spend one of my precious little badingalings to make a really nice flower. I know most of the time you would never do this, and truth be told, I wouldn't really either, but I've got plenty to spend, so I don't really care. We're doing the Windborn Flowers Spructingtong, whatever the fuck that means. And we're just gonna do crit rate, crit damage and see what we get. Crit rate, crit damage, flat attack, defense isn't exactly great, but it is a double crit flower at the very least. Slap that on here and hope we don't get absolutely terrible rolls, because that, if we're going to learn anything about this entire ordeal, it's that we've had some pretty terrible rolls all around. Let's stump this in here. Crit rate is very nice. I don't really have a lot of materials, but we'll pump in what we've got. Oh, come on. We don't want to see that. We're gonna get, what is it, 2 into the thing at the very least, I think is how it works. Do we have anything we can dump in here? I mean, I don't particularly care about these pieces. I just want to see if we can get it up. That's, yes, come on. Oh my god, it's going to be a 4-piecer? That's such a disappointment. But unfortunately, it's the best we've got. I mean, I have Varka's piece, but that's the placeholder piece, I suppose. Man, that's unfortunate. Okay, I'll just go grab some more artifact material really quickly, and I'll come back and level the rest. Well, that's absolutely unfortunate considering crit rate isn't really what we need here, because we already get 20% crit rate off of the artifact because we're in a Hexerite team. So we are going to end up on 80 to 170 just about, which is kind of unfortunate, really. I mean, we do have at the very least the whatever attack that is, around 2,000 and something. 2,000 whatever. 2,184 unbuffed isn't all that terrible. I still would have wished that we got a little bit more out of that, though. Man. Okay. Well, that is about as good as we're going to make Venti. You know what that means. We are heading into our favorite place, the Melastra, Manastra. Woo! Alright then, it's time for the Not Varka team to finally show what it's made for. But for Venti's team specifically, we have to look at both the single target DPS as well as the multi-target DPS. Because obviously Venti is all about doing damage to multiple targets. He doesn't really want to not do that. So we're going to pick 5 Hillagers to begin with. And yes, reaction tracker and live target attributes are off because we can't look at those really. But we don't really care. Like, the reaction tracker is going to work, but we're going to find out who does the most damage anyway. Let's give AoE a go. I also still don't really know how this combo works, but I've been trying to figure it out. Yeah, because if you do this, unfortunately, Bennett kind of loses his thing really quickly. And for some reason did not get elemental particles there, which he definitely should have. Come on. There's a lot of numbers going on right now. There's so many numbers. Oh, I missed it. No, it's fine. Oh, they got knocked up again. Okay, we are almost at the finish mark here. I don't know if we can get much more out of this, but we're gonna try. And that's it. I mean, 247,000 AoE damage is not awful. It's like okay, actually. I'm not that mad about that. The problem, I think, is that I don't really know what order this team should be executing at, because it's kind of a weird situation where if you use Bennett first to boost Durin and Farazan, Venti doesn't really get to utilize most of the buff, but if you don't do that, then Durin and Farazan lose a bunch of damage. It's... I don't know. Looking at... Oh, we can't really see the full reaction tracker, but we can see that Venti did do most of the damage alongside with Durin. Farazan is supposed to be both buffing Venti, of course, so it's not really that strange. I really like this team. This team does so many cool things. We can also have the test result. There we go. This is something they added, by the way. I actually really enjoy this one, so thank you to the creator. Very nice. Obviously, damage distribution doesn't work in AoE. It's okay. I don't hate this. This isn't bad. It's not terrible. That's it. Is a rotation detection? What? I didn't know that. That's cool. How does that work? Oh, I guess it has to be on to... We'll find out on the next one. That's... I don't know what that does. Anyways, let's just pull out a... what do we want to fight today? Let's just fight a Ruin Guard that stands still and does nothing, because that'd be funny. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna set the timer this time, because I did not do that. Oops. We are... Oh, a new menu! Ooh! They've been doing so much on this. I'm actually kind of, like, surprised. Is this in seconds? Presumably this is in seconds. I'm not entirely certain, but we're gonna do... Oop. We're gonna do 90 seconds. I will say I preferred the other way around, but 90 seconds, that should be fine. They've added so many cool things to this as I last did it. Anyway, we're gonna try single target. We're gonna see how poorly this performs. Let's go. Oh, we're missing some energy recharge on Farazan. That was the wrong one, but that's fine, I guess. Okay. I mean... Oh, rotation results. That's kinda neat, actually. Damage per rotation? Holy shit, Genshin Impact has fucking stepped up Melastra. Whoever developed this thing, you are the coolest person on Earth. I just want you to know that in case you ever happen to see this, you absolute maniac. But like, that's not terrible. Looking at the test results then, 63k. We were up at 72k on the first rotation where I did everything correctly, because I screwed it up like 3 times, I'm sorry. But this is actually really good? Like, don't get me wrong here, our standards on this channel are fairly low. I mean, again, Flince's full power team can do around 200k, but you don't particularly need that for anything. I mean, Malwika's team that I have does around 120 something. It's like 63,000 for an off-meta team that doesn't really do anything other than shoot bullets in single target. That's not bad. I'm not mad about that at all, actually. I could definitely get down the rotation of this team if I spent some time with it. But, like, that's actually really sick. I kind of like this team. Venti has been surprising me a lot lately with his 3 different playstyles over here. It kind of just works. I kind of like it. All of that said, though, Venti is officially done. I don't know. Venti is in such a weird position in the game, I feel, for those with a lot of character options. He doesn't really slot into anything that can't be done by someone else. I guess Jack of all trades is really the best sort of description for Venti. He is a very capable Anemo DPS, but there are already multiples of those in the game that do that job better. Both Varka and Shaska come to mind, but you could also argue Hazo can probably punch harder than this guy. We have the Anemo support units, of course, in case you want grouping, but then we have both Sucrose and Kazuha that arguably do that job much better. We have the Anemo healers, which Venti obviously can't do, but they still sort of fulfill the swirl and support role, I suppose, in Jean, Sayu, and every other one. Even the new one, whatever her name was that I forgot, that you play with Varka now. Like, there's just so many Anemo characters in the game that Venti doesn't really have a perfect spot anymore. But on the other hand, if we're going to look at it from the flip side of things, Venti fits anywhere. It's such an awkward position for a character to be in, where he is not the direct choice for anything, but you could still potentially slap him into whatever team you wanted, and he will be able to do something, whether that is just being a support or actually being the main DPS like in this episode. It's a strange one. I don't really know what to think about Venti, but that's only because I have the option of so many other characters. The only reason I can say things like this is because I own Kazuha. I own all of the other animo characters like Chaska and Varka, and you get the gist. It's a strange one. Venti is very easy to play at the very least. His team rotations are a bit weird, and I still haven't really gotten them down, but he's straightforward enough that you could probably play him fairly well and still do decent enough numbers to clear most content, and I think that is just fine. He is, of course, very hampered by newer mechanics, you know, like Lunar Charged and all of these that he can't really help perform unless he's playing support. Hexarai did give this guy a lot more options, which is very, very nice to see, and I'm hoping that it keeps going that way. I wanted to try this team with Nicole as well, but I haven't really had the time to build my Nicole, and that felt a little fun. Now, as with all of the Ascension Arc episodes, we are rating everybody on the scale of how regularly I would pick them up again. I'm going to be honest and say Venti is a bit of a weird one, so I'm going to put him in the most likely won't play, but that is only because of the reasons I mentioned above. I have so many other characters that just do his job better than he does, so I don't really need to play him. But if the occasion ever arises where we get one of those spiral abysses that has like 60 enemies on one floor, Venti's coming back out and he's going to absolutely kick ass. He is one of the characters you will pick up for a specific niche, use him for that niche, and then he can sit pretty on the bar for the rest of the year. With that in mind though, we of course did have a vote this time as well, and I'm gonna be real here, I didn't really expect this, but you know, we had a bit of complications or whatever. So I get to build the Egyptian cat lady! I've been wanting to build Nefer for a million freaking years. I'm so excited for this one. I got her weapon by losing a 50-50 on her release, and then did not get Nefer, and I had to wait until her second appearance to finally pick her up with her weapon, and we are going to build as good of a Nefer as I possibly can, because I'm so excited to build the Egyptian cat lady. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'm sorry this episode took a million years. I'm gonna try to be better, but with how work is these days, I can't really get myself to record episodes a lot. Look, work is taking everything out of me. I cannot sugarcoat that. It is absolutely crushing me right now. I'm doing my best. We'll see content wherever content pops up. If you want to stay connected with me, even when I am not uploading videos, the Discord is down in the description. It is active every day. I'm there most of the time. Come say hi. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there.